Welcome to Third Parties Across United States History. Third parties have had a huge impact on United States elections and politics. In fact, I believe third-party presidential candidate Vermin Supreme said it best.
A vote for Vermin Supreme is a vote completely thrown away.
In 1848, the Free Soil Party nominated the former U.S. President Martin Van Buren to head its ticket. Though the party polled only 10% of the popular vote in the presidential election of that year, it weakened the regular Democratic candidate in New York and contributed to the election of the Whig candidate General Zachary Taylor as president. The Free Soil vote was reduced to 5% in 1852, when John P. Hale was the presidential nominee.
Wow!
Nevertheless, a dozen Free Soil congressmen later held the balance of power in the House of Representatives, thus wielding considerable influence. In addition, the party was well represented in several state legislatures. In 1854, the disorganized remnants of the party were absorbed into the newly formed Republican Party, which carried the Free Soil idea of opposing the expansion of slavery one step further by condemning the slavery as a moral evil as well.
Hello there, friends, and welcome to my neighborhood. I'd like to read you selected passages from my favorite book, Raffle. What did Tarzan say when he saw the elephants coming? Here come the elephants.
The Prohibition Party was established in 1869 in response to a growing concern among Americans in the sale and consumption of liquor.
I'm Gene Amundsen. I'm running for President of the United States on America's third oldest party. Why was Prohibition America's greatest 13 years? Because our prisons emptied, our mental institutions emptied, cirrhosis of the liver was cut in half from 15% down to 7%. Vote tradition, vote Prohibition. I need your vote.
Although Prohibition was always the top issue, the party's platform emerged as one of the most progressive of the 19th and early 20th century. In particular, it was one of the first parties to make women's suffrage a key platform point.
Prohibition was really a great thing. I mean, the banning of alcohol has helped society so much. I haven't seen anybody doing anything nonsensical since, they haven't been drinking alcohol, right? It's been a really good time.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time.
Ding dong. Who's there? Adolf. Adolf who? A golf ball hit me in the mouth. That's why I talk like this.
The Populist Party came to prominence in the late 1800s after the economy fell into a recession. People became angry about the corruption that plagued the Republican Party, as well as their high tariffs and inability to break up monopolies. Many people of lower and middle class, specifically farmers in the West, created what would go on to become the Populist Party. Known as the Omaha Platform, the Populist Party advocated for an unlimited coinage of silver, a graduated income tax, public ownership of railroads, workers' rights, direct election of senators, initiatives, and referendums. People often accuse the Populist Party of being an odd mix of people, ranging from progressive citizens who want reform to communists and anarchists. This is one of the reasons that the Populist Party eventually did not have a major effect on any presidential elections. Nonetheless, populist ideas survived into the new century. Theodore Roosevelt resurrected many populist planks and recast them in new forms as he tentatively expanded federal regulations of business corporations. The Progressive Party, which Roosevelt headed in the Bull Moose campaign of 1912, also echoed many People's Party concerns.
Ding dong. Who's there? Your mom. Your mom who? You don't know who your mom is? The Bull Moose Party, the nickname given by newspapers to the Progressive Party, founded in June 1912 by progressive Republicans who left the GOP convention to protest the party presidential incumbent William Howard Taft. The platform called for stricter regulation of industry, women's suffrage, abolishment of child labor, and tariff reform. The Bull Moose tag was a reference to Theodore Roosevelt, the party's leader and presidential candidate. When shot by a would-be assassin only weeks before the 1912 election, Roosevelt insisted on immediately filling a speaking engagement, saying, "It takes more than that to kill a bull moose."
I'm Teddy Roosevelt, American hero, and I'm running for a third term in office.
Yeah, no. They're not gonna let you run for another term, buddy.
Well, I want to run.
No, you can't. It's not your turn. It's William's turn. Right, William? Say, I'm gonna be president.
Okay, I want to be president.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna make my own party then.
Yeah, good luck with that, bud.
I'll win, you'll see. You'll see.
I'm being president again. What clothes does a house wear? Address.
The Green Party blossomed as an outgrowth of the environmental and conservation movement of the 1970s and 1980s. In 1970, Charles Reich published The Greening of America, a popular extended essay that effectively inserted environmentalism into politics. Reich, along with anarchist Murray Bookchin, helped inspire a worldwide environmental movement. Throughout the 1970s and 1980s, environmental activists, calling themselves Greens, began to work within the political system to advance environmental causes around the globe.
How do you make an egg roll? Push it.
Though they didn't quite make the cut, here's a list of some other important third parties across U.S. history.
Lest you think that rabid nativism is a recent political invention, you do well to remember the Know Nothing Party movement of the mid-19th century. Basically, white Protestants started worrying that the recent influx of Catholic immigrants from Germany and Ireland would wreck the U.S., taint its values, and fill it with people who were loyal to the Pope, and who would take his orders and institute some kind of takeover.
Not to think! Damn it, they took our jam! They took our jam! They took our jam! They took our jam!
The movement took on multiple party names during its lifespan, including the American Party and the Native American Party, but the Know Nothing Party name seems to stick to this day. The Communist Party USA has never had a chance in any kind of U.S. election. In 1928, they faced down against a seemingly unbeatable Republican Party in the midst of the Roaring Twenties, and for the next 5 elections after that, they faced down the juggernaut of the Democratic Party, with FDR and Harry Truman heading it. Then, of course, you have the finishing 1-2 punch of the McCarthyists during the Cold War that have essentially sealed the fate of the Communist Party into the near future. Matey, it's the Pirate Party, but not that kind of pirate party. If you're looking for peg legs and Johnny Depp slurring all over the place, this party is not for you. This party has absolutely nothing to do with sailing the seven seas and everything to do with libertarian ethic, equality, and reforming intellectual property laws. The platform of the Pirate Party is not an official platform, but favors ideas such as transparency, individual privacy, equality, and merit-based reward. Remember the Prohibition Party? Well, say hello to their polar opposite, the Marijuana Party. Formed in 2002 by a woman from Alabama who'd been arrested for the misdemeanor pot possession. The party's platform is pretty basic: legalize pot, end the drug war, and refocus law enforcement dollars on combating violent crime.
While third parties have never won major presidential elections, their ideas and platforms have gone on to influence important government legislature. What might be considered radical today may become part of a major party platform of the future.
My Free Pony platform is, of course, a jobs creation program. It will create lots and lots of jobs once we switch over to a pony-based economy.
American history just would not be the same without these third parties.